What's up, Crypto Nation? Coming back with a quick video. I want to talk about Bitpetite a little more in detail here. A lot of people have been asking me a lot of questions about it, so I wanted to kind of talk about it more in depth. Bitpetite is obviously more than just a service or an investment service. I mean, Bitpetite offers an actual real service for people who want to wash Bitcoin or send anonymous funds. And I think people forget that and they only think of it as the investment portion. So I want to kind of break down a little bit about what it does. Um, so we're headed to the FAQ and I wanted to kind of just read off some of these to talk about it a little bit. So how long does it take to complete an exchange? The speed of the exchange depends directly on the availability of active funds in our system. Typically, transactions are processed immediately upon receipt of an order or a transfer order. To increase the anonymity of your finances, we recommend that you use deferred exchange options. How many Bitcoins can I exchange? The minimum amount, 0.01 BTC. Maximum amount depends on the total amount of Bitcoins in the Bitpetite system. So basically what they're offering is, say I want to send funds from a client to another receiving junction, a client, for my client. So he wants this to be completely anonymous. So what I would do is I would use Bitpetite service. Say I want to send 10 Bitcoin through Bitpetite. What they do is they receive my Bitcoin. Basically, then they disperse and break up my transaction, my 10 Bitcoin. They break it up to multiple wallets in the Bitpetite system. And then those multiple wallets, when everybody is hitting withdraw and this and that, it eventually sends all those collections of funds back to its original target. So then that way, for instance, if somebody wanted to track it once it reached its destination after using the service, it would be a hell of a lot harder for them to retrace all of these different wallets and where they're coming from. It's impossible, or it's not impossible, but it would take a very, very long time. So that's how the system works. It's a tumbler, it's a mixer, and it basically makes a transaction anonymous. So they have a length of confirmations that it takes for the services to go through, and they charge a fee. The minimum fee is 0.5% for a transfer. They also charge us they also charge 0.0005 BTC for each receiving address you specify. So you can opt for a higher service fee, which is probably better. It gets there faster, and then it's a lot quicker to, or be a lot quicker to get there, and probably less likely to get traced. So where does that bring us? That's why I said Bitpetite is two different sides of a system. So you have the mixer side where people are using the system to send anonymous transactions. And then you have the investment side, which is what you see me do, what you see other people do. And that is, you are putting your Bitcoin into the system, allowing for these anonymous transactions to happen. And basically you're washing money, you're laundering money. Basically, that's what it is. You know what I mean? So they're putting Bitcoin in, don't know where it's from. They take your Bitcoin that's already in the system and they send it out. That's classic. It's classic laundering. So based on that contribution of investing, they give you a kickback or a percentage rate every day for keeping your funds in the system for a certain amount of time. So they're guaranteeing to have coins in the pool at any given time, while also they are guaranteeing a 24-hour service from people who want to use the service of sending anonymous transactions. So it works both ways. It's a really good system. And that's how Bitpetite, as an investor, you're able to actually make your money. Now on the weekends, they pay you 3.5 less because they're got to pay themselves as well. So that's on the opposite side of how they, again, charge you and and then charge people who want to use the service. So they're making their money investors are making their money, and clients who want to use the service are getting what they need. It's a perfect harmony. It works very, very well. And that's how basically they are able to survive. So I want to read this off to you. Bitcoin is a modern digital currency that enables individuals to make fast payments and money transfers for a low service fee. Bitcoin is often called an anonymous currency, but that is not so. Each user in the Bitcoin network has at least one alias, which is the address for receiving Bitcoin money. As long as a Bitcoin address is associated with an individual, its owner's financial activity can be traced in the public registry of Bitcoin transactions. Most financial services adhere to such policies such as KYC, known as Know Your Customer, and AML, anti-money laundering, which require customers to provide identification documents in order to use the service. Even if you use Bitcoin only for purchasing physical goods, you will still need to provide certain personal information like your delivery address, name, and contact information. Bitpetite exchanges customers' money to Bitcoins drawn from anonymous funds. Our privacy protection technology includes sending funds to multiple customer purses at once, deferred transactions, and random service fees. We keep no records of our customers' operations. So there you go. That is Bitpetite in a nutshell. And it works. It works very, very well. So I just kind of wanted to make this video because I know there was a lot of people with questions wondering how exactly does it make money? You know what I mean? For most, you see it as one side. You just see it from the investor side. Like, I'm putting in money and I see a percentage rate and they're giving me money back, but I don't know how they're doing it. And so with that limited knowledge, you can kind of see how the assumptions of it's a scam or, it's not legit. There's no way they can do this from people who don't know. So do some research, and this is what you'll find. They're a full, complete working service. Obviously, they're going to be trying to add more coins, such as Monero, I heard. And maybe a rumor that they're going to be doing possibly an ICO to create a token. Don't know. But what I do know is that the service allows for almost instantaneous transactions as soon as you hit the withdraw button from the investor standpoint. So I'm sure it works just as fast when you're using it as a client to send funds through to anonymously to another receiving agent. So Bitpetite works, and it works pretty well. So I'm actually glad that I kind of got in early. Hopefully it continues, and they're here to stay for a very, very long time because the business model obviously works. Catch you guys in the next video.